And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Better late than never. We're recording on a Friday. It is episode 98. I'm going to hit the music. We're waiting on Bray. It's okay.
Green room is probably not clean. The green room, it's definitely not green. The green room, can I get some more ice? If you're not in the band, you can't get in.
Okay. I thought I'd get us going a little quicker just so we can move things along. We are on a tight schedule, but we have to get this material to you all, people. Bray should be coming in shortly. Don't forget to write into us. A little bit of business. Write in either on whatever podcast apparatus you are listening to. Say there's an option in our descriptions to send a text. You can also find us on Instagram.com, the GreenRoom Music Podcast.com. Find us there. Send us some messages. Also, go to our YouTube. We got all these puppies are up on YouTube, and I'm seeing an apparition of Bray popping in. I'm already going.
Oh, good. I like that. That's
I'm
sharp.
just getting it. I'm handling the biz. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yeah, dude. Thanks for doing this. I was getting a little sad. I was like, we can't miss a week.
I know. I was too. I have a syringe for this.
Yeah, we're gonna lose all our sponsors, man.
Uh oh. Yeah. Jockey shorts. Don't worry, we're here.
Our sponsors are used Post-it notes.
That's pretty good business, man. It's kind of like recycling built in.
And maybe some good
done.
song, maybe some bad song ideas. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Okay,
That works.
Let's see what song ideas I have. Rock all balls. That's at number 2. So
How many balls are there?
All of them. Every ball.
Dude, what? Not was there any, but which beverage were you having when you thought of that?
Oh, dude, it was probably a very potent, limey tequila drink.
There you go, buddy.
Rock all balls. Yes.
All balls.
From probably some sort of 2019, 2020 version is where this came from.
Oh, shoot. All right. I like it. Did we go song already, or?
I already
we
went
do
song.
intro song? Oh, shoot. We are
Intro
banging. Banging.
Yeah, we're rolling. I know you said you were going for a 10. Bray's got a hard out. I don't know if it's a hard out, but I just planned
All
on
the
it,
balls happen at 10. No, it's we have an audition today. We're auditioning. So yeah, I'm going to just tell all the truth, all the balls truth. We not like it's a big deal. We're auditioning a guitar player today because we're doing more and more road gigs lately, and you just need subs ready. So this is for a sub, not a replacement person. But our bass player, Ben, who we love, pro bass fisherman and so forth, he texted me this morning he's not feeling well. So
oh, no.
I don't know if we're going to run it with no bass player. I made a few calls to see if someone can pinch hit. But so that's not
Ben's
at
come
10.
down. He's come down with some sort of a
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's not what is commonly known as coronavirus. It would be an alternative to that, but definitely
this
the
is
feelings.
a Malaysian strand that originated.
For sure. And it may impair my fishing abilities, but don't tell Keith.
Yeah, maybe it's actually from carp. I'm not sure. Some sort of carp.
I got
Carponius.
carpal tunnel trying to fish for.
Yeah, dude. I'm okay now, but I'm still feeling the lingering effects.
Yeah, and I hear it a little. That is crazy. Dude, I wonder if Benno got it.
I really hope it's not what I got, because it knocked me out so hard. And yesterday was the first time that I went to the gym in a week and a half.
Sure.
And that just sucks. You know, it's like I just there was no motivation to do anything like that. Sure. And last week last week we were on day 1 of it when we did the pod,
Yeah.
and I was still like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be okay, and then I just crashed.
Of course.
And I was
That's how
so
it goes.
dead.
So,
And,
but you had a show the next day with TL.
I had a show in Tahoe on Saturday.
Oof.
And oh, I know, dude. And I had a show the night before out here at this place, Serendipity. Have you ever played Serendipity?
You've told me about it. I have not. No.
That place is cool, actually.
Nice.
And so I was like, damn it, I gotta do it, because they only book me like maybe 3 times a year or something. It's just they're really booked up. So I was like, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
And I was feeling horrible, actually. I was more concerned with my voice. And so I got through that set, and man, my voice was just on fire. I was just like, sing through it, you know. I was like, just sing through it, you'll be okay. And
you used to do more heavily guitar oriented sets. If your voice is hurting, you don't go back to a more instrumental approach, huh? Because now you've created all this expectation. And
I mean, I don't know if there's much expectation. It's just you could just tell it's gonna work.
Yeah,
and when you got a bunch of people just looking at you, like they don't want to hear like me looping for for 20 minutes.
No one ever shouts out Ed Sheeran. Never.
Yeah. Not quite, unless it's just the vocal stuff. So I got through it though, and I was like, okay, whatever. And then came home, and the next day we had Tahoe, which, man, when you're not feeling good, a lot of times it's just the drive getting there is just
that knocks me out for sure.
Oh, I was dreading it.
Yeah.
And then I had something early the next morning, so I had to come back.
Oof.
Yeah, and so get to the gig in Tahoe, and the gig was fine. And of course, we had a big issue with Jude, our other singer in TL.
Yeah.
All the flights were messed up, and he had like 3 flights cancel. And so he couldn't make the gig.
Yeah.
And I felt like such an asshole because I can sing.
Yeah.
And we have 3 singers normally, and
Yeah.
normally I can sing, and I'd be like, "Oh, I'll sing. I'll split it up with you guys."
Yeah.
But I told them, I'm like, "Dude, I am dying right now. I have
But they
no
can
voice."
do it. Two singers, no problem.
And they did, and they crushed it. And
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it seemed like they had fun, and the show was actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
And so funny story that we were like, kind of trying to fill in a little instrumental vibes, because TL, we used to do a whole instrumental section. I don't know if you remember that.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, we still occasionally do this Metallica medley thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, but Alex wasn't really feeling like doing Inner Sandman, which is how we would end the medley, right? Mm-hmm. And so we're like, okay, so no Inner Sandman, we'll go into Jump. And so as soon as we finish the thing, we'll just go dong, and Wendy will come up and start playing Jump. And that's what me and Jason and Wendy and everybody in the band heard us say, except for Trey.
Love it. Love it.
And so in Trey's head, we were gonna do all the stuff, and then do the intro of Inner Sandman. But it doesn't make any sense because I don't even play the intro of Inner Sandman. It's Alex.
Yeah.
And so and in his head, he's like, no, we're going to do this thing. And so we finished the whole thing, and me and Jason both just laid out. We didn't play anything.
Right.
Wendy comes up, and Trey's going, go, 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 go. And he's looking at me, and Trey's looking at me, and I could tell he's starting to get pissed. Yeah. And I'm like, and I was pointing at Wendy. Wendy was already playing. Wendy was playing Jump.
Oh, she was playing Jump. Okay.
But he couldn't hear it because he was hitting the toms so hard.
And she's not in his ears, maybe.
Yeah. And he's like, and he's like, come on, play the thing. And I was like, we're not doing it.
We're
not doing it. And he was so pissed. And he goes, "Gosh!" And he hits the cymbal.
Yeah.
And then after the show, he was like, we were doing the thing.
You left
I was
me
like,
hanging, guys.
That's what he goes, we talked about it. And I was like, Trey, Wendy was playing the part.
Yeah.
She was already, and he goes, "Oh, I couldn't hear." I'm like, "I know, I could
Yeah.
tell."
What was Alex doing during all this?
Alex walked up and he goes, "Oh, this is going to be interesting. How are you going to
Yeah.
finish this
Oh,
part?"
that sounds
He just
good.
looked at Trey and he said
That's
that. He goes,
proper.
he's like, "I want to hear what you do right here."
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good attitude. I like it.
Yeah. And it
like
was, the show is good.
Was
and,
it Crystal Bay or a private?
It was Crystal Bay.
Oh,
Yeah.
come on, people. You got to know about Crystal Bay, right at
Yeah.
the border of California and Nevada. And it's the tiniest casino, but a really nice live room.
Yeah.
And it's a killer venue. And they put you up in these like Flintstone rooms.
Yes.
Because there's
Underneath
just
the
no
stage.
windows. Yeah, pretty much. And but it's the greatest gig. It's my
Yeah.
first TL gig,
No way.
which we talked about a little bit because that's when I met Eddie Kaipo, our friend who is a recent guest, and I just was blown away at this is how
Right.
it is. Whoa.
Yeah.
I mean, it sold out. There was probably 700 people there. The sound was just amazing. Right when you step out, I mean, especially when it's packed like that, the roar, for that
Yeah.
size, it just was perfect.
That place
know.
is rad. And it's one of these venues that they have carpet stages. So
Yeah,
like
that's
carpet
different.
stage is weird because you
It
get
is.
shocked every time you hit the mic. You're like,
Yeah. Yeah. And also,
another
like,
thing-
if you're used to sliding around like James Brown, like me, you can't.
yeah,
Like,
you just like yeah.
Yeah,
And
leg broke. Yeah.
They've also implemented their these barricades, which honestly,
have
I'm
they?
like, it's
Oh, too
so
bad.
weird.
No, I
it's
don't like
so
it.
weird, dude. It's like a straight up like 10-foot gap. I'm like that's not rock and
It
roll.
takes
I don't
away.
know what.
Yeah, I really don't like that either.
Yeah, because
It's got to be a stadium if you're doing
It's
that.
got to be a stadium.
And really
that's like
still.
15. Yeah, barricades are lame.
No,
Yar,
I
nar,
mean,
barricades.
It,
Nar.
I can't tell if it caused the injury of or saved Greg Zema from falling
Greg's
backwards. Yeah.
Yeah,
Who
no,
fell
no
backwards
barricade.
off the stage. No, there was. And I think he
Oh,
might
there
have
was.
fallen onto the barricade.
Right.
And just like, impaled in his hip or something.
If there was no barricade, though, it would have been a sweet little crowd surf.
Nice
moment.
stage time.
So-
Yeah. It was.
Yeah.
It's. He was taking a selfie. This is to remind our listeners. He's taking a selfie, which is the worst time for that to happen. You're all, "What's up, everyone?" Ah! Yeah.
He full on, like that's like he could have died. Like, he could have
Dude,
died.
literally. And then he gets up
so
and
crazy.
kind of finishes the song anyway, I guess. And imagine you're like, "It is the night, my money's weak." Oh, God. And he's singing.
My hips dislocated.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude.
Xanax.
Oh, bro.
Damn,
Yeah,
dude.
that was a classic. So, anyways, as far as my week went, I was dying, came back, had a full day of like kid stuff on Sunday. I had to deal with baseball and pictures, and then the next day, rock and roll team building went to Colorado for just a fast one-off, and I was really, honestly, to be honest, I was dreading it just because I
Yeah.
was like,
Sick.
I feel horrible. And also, like, I looked at my calendar and I'm like, dude, I've been in the airport every week since January. I'd been traveling every week, and I was just full burnout, dude.
Yeah.
And so I am with Wendy, and we take off from SFO to go to Denver, which is a pretty short flight.
Yeah.
And we're on Southwest, which is basically like public transit now. Southwest is the worst
Yeah.
of all time. So we're flying, and we're like a full hour and a half into the trip, which means we only
We're
have
almost there. Yeah.
30 minutes left.
Yeah.
And I had my headphones on, and I kind of fell asleep, and I wake up to them kind of talking, and I hear Wendy going, "Oh my God." I don't know. I could hear her through my headphones. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Yeah. Oh no. Yeah. And so what happened is, I guess one of the doors was slightly loose or something. And so they're like, "Yeah, we're just a little afraid when we come into Denver, it's really bumpy. We don't want one of these doors
Fly
to pop
off."
open."
Yeah.
So we're going to turn around and head to Oakland.
What?
And so we had to fly.
But you still got to land in Oakland. What are they talking about?
Yeah, I guess just because if the door
They
did
have
fall
door.
off,
They have door protecting landing strip.
I
they're
think
used to that there.
because I think we would have had to fly over the Rockies, and so you have to be so high that it's actually very dangerous. But Oakland, it's just like we could just like fly near the ground or something. I don't know.
Wow.
But dude, we
So
had
did
to
you
go
to Oakland?
We went to Oakland.
Oh my
and
god!
we had to sit there, and then check this out.
Now your trip is 6-7 hours.
Exactly, and we had to sound check that night. We had to get there and sound check. And so after all this, we get there at about 10:15, go to the venue, and we had to sound check until like 2 a.m. It was just like, and I'm sick, and I was just like, there's a point where like all these little checks, all these little clicks start clicking,
Right.
and I was like, I am retiring from music.
Yeah.
Like I am done.
Right.
Like I was so
I'm gonna lose it. I'm gonna lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I told like Jackie and Kyle and I was like, I am done, dude. Like I am so done. And like the sound guys were like slightly incompetent as common as it usually is. And so they were all fucked up and like we were late and they weren't even ready by the time we got there.
Love it.
And so they're like, it'll just be another hour. It was already midnight. And I was just like, this is absolutely insane. And so, yeah, but then we played the gig the next morning and musically it's always fine. It's like the music part is so easy. Like I could play music, but God, everything around it, I was like, just get me home.
Yep.
And luckily now I'm taking like the week off. I don't have a show until Wednesday.
There you
Which is so needed because I was just like full meltdown. I'm
you
like,
can
I don't
stay
think
sick too if you don't get
exactly
that time
and
off. Yeah.
yeah, I don't think I mean, maybe a decade ago I maybe had a meltdown, but this was full meltdown. I was just like, I don't even care. Like, I'm ready to just like blow this whole thing.
What
up
does
right
a
now.
Subaru
Like,
meltdown look like? What happened a decade ago?
a Subaru meltdown? What it is I'm done with music and I'm done and I'm
Do you
quitting every
let
band.
people know this? Like, how does it?
Slightly.
Okay, so
like,
not a full
it's-
meltdown. You
it's
didn't
not-
quit the bands.
I don't light the fuse, but I kind of just sit there and everyone's like, something's wrong with him. Something's wrong with Jeff. He's in the
You
corner.
didn't
and
write
his-
an email that said, "I'm thinking about getting out." You
No,
didn't go that far.
I didn't.
But you're really
didn't.
considering retiring.
I'm really considering it. Yeah.
That's pretty heavy.
where it's at.
I've never even come close to
Yeah,
that.
it's it's like it's something that's been kind of like edging at me honestly for the past few weeks. I just think there's part of me there's part of me in music where I really truly think there's so much of like everyone's always like, I'm just grateful to be here. I'm just really great. Oh, we're
Right.
so lucky we get to
Toxic
do this. We're so
positivity.
lucky. We're so lucky. But the thing is, what I think about is I go, do doctors say that? Do lawyers say that? Does anybody that's in a real job say that? Like, it's not, I'm lucky to be here. It's going, no, like, you're lucky that I'm here. You know what I mean? Like, I think this whole idea of like, we're just lucky to be here. It's like, dude, that mentality is why sound checks are all fucked up. It's why you get
see what you're
underpaid. Because everyone's like, oh, you should be lucky you're here, man. You should. It's like,
So people take it literally to the career instead of a life in general thing or all that comes with it.
I mean, no, in music, in the career, people
I
are
see what you're saying.
way too much like, we're all blessed to be
Yeah, and
here
you
right
get
now. And
walked
it's
on.
like,
So,
Yeah, you get walked
here's
on.
how much I agree with that. So remember how I got double booked and I was like pissed off because of I went home on Women's Day, and this time I wore a set of fakies so that wouldn't happen. No, we came to the same venue to do a band live stream concert. Okay, like
nice.
a week and a half after that double booking happened. So now it's the whole band. There's no parking. Everything is.
Is this like a week later? Is this last week?
Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, it's like 3 days ago. So, but from the double booking when I was just going to be interviewed, it's like 2 weeks before or after that happened. Maybe less, maybe a week. So I was a little bit like, let's see what we're gonna walk into here. And the band all shows up. Everyone's on time, got their gear. We just start loading. Everyone's early. We start loading in like hour to half hour early. So that's good. It's all going to take place in a very small like conference room, really. And so it's a lot like a rehearsal. We set up facing each other, and then we just kind of angle all the amps so they're not feeding back and so forth. And they have people that are fairly knowing what's up, but they have one guy that is pretty familiar with stuff, and another guy who's brand new. And so he's just undoing everything the first guy does, and pointing things wrong, and the mic's like on the floor, and everything's weird. And I'm
Guitar
exaggerating
mic
a
is
little.
like 10 feet from the amp.
Yeah. And so we did some sound checks, and they record one of them, so I can go back and hear what it's going to sound like. And Nervo's like, should I go back there with you, like, to listen to what it is? Because he has to hear everything that's recorded for sure. Like, if a video's ever taken, he's like, can you send me that? I'm like, nope. You can ask them yourself, or maybe it just is something we never see.
He's like, I have to change all that.
Yeah. Well, because the thing is, like, it takes a lot of time to figure out how to get a copy to him of things.
Yeah.
It's just not. I will gladly, happily share it with you if that's possible. But he just really wants to hear or see anything that's recorded.
But yeah.
So
Well,
even this thing that we're not keeping, it's just for me to quickly see what the mix is. And also for him to take his headphones off and get out from behind there. No, dude, I'm going to run back there. So he love him, but nobody else is thinking they're going to go back there. So and the mix is not good. And we all have the same mix they only have one mix for everybody in our headphones. There's 5 of us. 3 of us are singing. One of them is Jamie Brown, who is Herculean volume no matter what. He's like, I'm singing quiet. I can't hear myself. Hey, hey, hey. And it's really like his bass, even when you say, yeah. There's been a change in you, or whatever. Because I let you down. His like same sound check he does every time.
You're like, I thought you were just saying hey.
Yeah. Like a Canadian would.
Yeah, I just need some haze, bro.
Yeah. And he's killer. He sounds great. But if you say, he'll be like, my amp is off, and it's like louder than the drums somehow still. Because his arms are like legs. It's like he has like 2 thighs playing bass. He's like, so it sounds all messed up in my ear. I mean, it's just everything is loud, and we all are trying to keep making adjustments so we could hear ourselves, and then it just ends up being that thing is louder than anything else. So I just end up having the headphones like 1/3 on my ears and trying to just use the room and vibration in my head. It was not ideal in that way. And they have a 16-channel board. I don't know. It seems like we could have figured something out. So I thought it would be at least 2 mixes,
Yeah. They're like, we only know how to work 2 channels.
Yeah.
I don't know what the other 14 do.
Green Day has done this particular live series. There's been other major artists, so I don't know if they just...
I mean, they brought their guy in.
I know, sure. And if I would have known, or now I know for the future, or I would have just done a smaller lineup.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was just too much for what was there. So we are all ready to go. We're sitting in the hallway right outside. And this was a good thing. I didn't know, but they all of a sudden had catering.
Nice.
With all this rest of things being like junky-ish. It's like, oh, here's sandwiches and beers and all this stuff. Whoa.
You're like, could I trade the sandwich for a mix?
Yeah, I would gladly, believe me. And meanwhile, Jamie's gnawing on a protein bar. So, no, I'm fine. So, we're sitting there. You can hear the broadcast all throughout the building, right? Of live what's going on the radio. It's a baseball game.
Okay.
And here comes our time when we're supposed to start. It's the 8th inning.
Oh, no.
So it doesn't seem like we're going to start on time, but no one really says anything. Then it's like 5 or 10 minutes after our time, and I start doing the dickhead look around face.
Yeah.
And like leaning around doorways like, hello, kind of thing, right? I first of all don't like the not saying anything right away.
Yeah.
So then I think we find out this is how disorganized some college radio is. Nobody told the crew that's doing our show that the baseball game was going to be broadcast that day on that particular channel or whatever. So I'm like, okay. So I don't know if this is true, but it seemed like it was like 16 overtimes or extra innings or whatever. Dude, over
like,
a half hour.
Unheard of.
Unheard of. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The guy died and he brought in his son. They're not going to stop. You know, yeah, it was crazy.
Angels in the outfield. Good thing there's not a band that's about to play.
Right. But they're so lucky to do it in the first place, they won't mind.
They're all so grateful.
But we're more grateful for, guess what? Baseball. On with the game. Yeah, so, dude, it's like 40 minutes after, and they're like, extra innings. I got to get a Red Bull just to finish this. I don't know. Are you guys still with us? You know? And we're just like ate all the sandwiches by now and standing around. And I said to them, I said, guys, not the band, but I said to the crew, like the host, I said, if we don't start in 10 minutes, we're leaving. And Matty G, our drummer, who came to save the day because the original drummer for that day, Rick Munoz, our other buddy with Pop Rocks, had to bail out. Because, of course, they get like a Florida private on a Wednesday. So Matty comes and totally saves the day. And he was so down because I'm like, we're out of here. He goes, dude, all that setup? Like, I'm like, yeah, but first of all, I'm feeling
He's like,
really...
be grateful, bro.
Yeah, dude, it really was a little like that. I mean, we all were grateful. I was grateful for him to be there. But in a way, I'm still pissed from the double booking, and it just feels like I told him, I go, dude, I feel like I'm in 7th grade and someone's ramming me up against a locker like, you'll wait and I'm also gonna pop my zit on you. You know, it was like getting bullied, and I was kind of like, fuck, you know, I just felt really pushed around and disrespected, and like, dude, I've been doing this too long. I don't want to sit around like this. And also the bigger reason is Jamie is like almost as sick as you've been. He's not feeling good.
So bad. It's just really going on.
Yeah, bad, bro. He might have other things going on. I don't know. And but I can't assume he's down to just get home at 1 a.m. He drove the furthest of anyone. I'm not saying Matty wasn't thinking about other people at all.
Right.
He just was excited to play, and we all were. But I just didn't want to disrespect our own band's time, right? Because we're not all just grateful we're there to do something. And who knows when the end was going to be, because the game ended and we're like, okay, we all stood up. And then you hear in the broadcast, they go, now for the recap. And they're like, okay, we're going to interview, you know, just some third string pitcher that no one's heard of. They're like, Jimmy Okiomo, what was it like to play the longest game in college history? The guy's like, I don't even know.
I like baseball. It's like straight from Japan.
Yeah, totally.
Baseball, good. Longest game I ever played in my life. Long game.
Yeah.
Now let's talk to the mascot. Here's Popcorn Pete.
Baseball man. Yeah. That's their mascot, by the way. So, yeah, man, we started an hour late.
Yeah.
And also, I, like a dwab, was promoting this thing, so people tuned in.
Yeah.
They're like, am I even on the right channel? There's no mention of like, we'll get to the dens in, 2 hours when their gratefulness is about to run out. But dude, we're sitting there. And so I don't know. I literally got messages from friends in Germany that wanted to tune in, Mexico, around. So I'm not saying it's jamming the airwaves, but I did hear from people texting and stuff like, are you on the Ravens? What's going on? Like, it's all confused. And so I don't even know if I did talk to a couple people that stuck it out, which was great.
Nice.
I don't know. I texted during like, hey, it's supposed to still happen. But that just made it a little bit also,
right.
I kind of want anything we're involved with to be pro, to kind of be smooth. So we finally do the show, and it was super fun.
Yeah.
It's fun to do shows in a weird atmosphere sometimes. Any of our bands, right? Original or not, if you have kind of an odd gig, sometimes it's fun. You hear the songs differently, you play them differently. You're looking at each other like, what the fuck is this? And it's cool.
Yeah.
So that happened, and everyone just came through like a champ. And another thing that was fun is, I didn't expect this, but the hosts ended up kind of talking in between each song. So they'd like ask about what's this next one about, or they would say things. So I got to kind of like mess with them a lot.
Yeah, that's cool.
Which was really fun, and kind of flirt and, mess around. So I make jokes, and I tried to get in a zinger about how late we started. I can't remember how that went, but they just felt bad because it wasn't their fault, really.
Right.
The hosts of the show at all, and the programmers.
It's all just kind of thrown together a little bit.
Yeah. It's just miscommunication, which it's like, bring in your communications department. Isn't this a college? So
yeah. What's your major? Communications. What are you bad at? What would you say you're worst at here? Communication.
Yeah. And that's why I'm in school. Duh. Yeah.
Yeah. I can't do everything right from the start.
Yeah. This isn't like a bike. Yeah. So.
Oh, dude. And I mean, this is the thing though, like when it comes down to playing the music, it's like, God, like this is what we love. We love to play music.
Right.
So like all this negativity that I'm spewing out, it's always around the thing and the logistics that drive us insane. Yeah. Honestly, I am going to say too, on my part, being sick makes my whole life suck.
Yeah.
And so my attitude, like, just complaining about stuff and feeling like I want to just quit music.
Suddenly you're Wamsy.
I mean, being sick, dude, it throws. I'm not a good sick person. Yeah. Like I'm not like, oh, I'm gonna power through. I try and power through, but my whole mentality shifts to where I'm just like, everything starts to feel wrong.
Right. Right.
But yeah, it's always just everything around the gigs that when they start, it's pretty easy to start looking at things though and going like, well, why isn't this happening? Why isn't that happening?
It really
is. What I mean?
Then I must always be sick.
No, I mean, I was telling Amy last night, my wife, that like the longer I do this though, I am kind of becoming more like kind of like a musician, like activist, the way I think about things.
I'm into it.
Like where I'm just like, I see things, because like you and I, like we've been parts of like kind of every, like just so many aspects of music.
Yeah.
And you can see things, and it's not wrong to be like, you know what? No, this isn't okay. Like,
do you have some more? Give the listeners some more examples if you have any, because I think it's interesting to see what things around. Because the joy of playing music is pretty much always there.
It's always there, and so that's not the problem.
What kinds of things?
Not the problem.
So like sound engineers not knowing what they're doing is. And just the crew with the sound engineer, the whole sound crew not knowing can actually totally backfire things and make the playing less fun if you can't hear.
I that's one thing that I would say. I would say for band leaders, that if they're like trying to save a couple bucks, like, oh, we can use the house guys, and it's like, well, that's it. That's great. But guess what? We just wasted 4 hours because those guys had no clue what they were doing. And you'd be better off giving someone $500 and being like, come with us.
But I will
And-
push back on that a little, because sometimes I'll bring our guy who is highly valued, Mark, but sometimes he really can't control all the, stupidity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he can only do what he can do. He's not controlling the entire, let's say it's their sound system and he's going to come in. He can help, but
a lot of the corporate ones, you're right. They're kind of like, no, we have to use our guys.
yeah,
I get that, but I do think it still helps a ton.
it helps a ton. It usually helps a lot. Yeah.
And then other things that I think about are just like when you're as band members, like just kind of being like, oh no, like, just basically being okay with things as a whole. And it brings the whole thing down as opposed to like, really, I mean, it's kind of like, I mean, I guess I would say it kind of feels like the idea of like unionizing, where you're just like, no, dude, we all need to have levels where it's got to be on this level. And it can't be like, you guys are lucky to be here. It's like, no, like, yes, we're lucky to be here, but we also worked.
Pricing is what you're talking about too, for sure.
Pricing and then just like the way you're treated.
But pricing affects that too.
It does, but
if
I mean,
somebody's paying you like kind of the low end of the scale, that inherently makes them think it's less important. And honestly, dude, this is why I kind of really militantly have us wear all black with collared shirts just to load in, because I want to command. I don't want to say command, but like, yes, I guess command the respect and the recognition that we are completely pro. So it's not like, hey, man, because I remember when we first started the other Duran Duran tribute that we first started with, our guitar player who started that band is the reason I now make us dress all in black, because he used to walk in with like dirty basketball shorts and a cigarette behind one ear.
A no fear shirt.
No fear shirt. And like, part of a hunk of cereal still off his lip, and just just bad, dude. And he's like, hey, what's up? Looked like he just woke up, reeks of weed or whatever. And
hair's all sticking up in the back.
Yeah. And they're like, oh, cool. This doesn't matter. The venue.
Right.
Yeah. And if you walk in all like, Gestapo, they're like, oh shit,
Yeah. These guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, and the sound guy has like your band name emblazoned on his shirt, and he's just like all severe, like Mark is. He's like, hello, I'm here to do things and rip the fuck out of your walls, They're like, oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah.
No, totally, man. I mean, but yeah, the music part is always like, oh, dude, I love playing music. Yeah. And so like, I hate to like, it's, for me, it's very, very important to like check in on myself, honestly, every now and then, and be like, you know what? I've been booking myself way too hard.
Yeah.
I need to take time off.
That's wise.
And start to think about
really
like,
wise.
Because like I come in my studio and I'm like, I'll pick up my guitar and I'm like, God, I love playing music, and it's like, I'm just thinking too hard. Actually, maybe I'm not thinking too hard. I'm just doing too much.
Yeah.
Where I'm not having a chance to appreciate like just the playing, and like it's really just the traveling, getting places where you're just like, God, I'm just like, all I'm doing is driving.
It becomes a blur,
flying.
Right?
Yeah.
It becomes a blur. This dude, honestly, I know it's corny, but it might be like the most important thing we've talked about on this pod ever, because it is the life on the road that we set out to talk about, and the life of being a musician, a professional musician that we talked about. And there's so much that's off the stage that's part of it. Right. And just trying to survive doing music, or thrive, better yet. It's like you do need to stay pretty busy, but there's a point where you're like diminishing returns. And I hit that years ago, specifically with booking tons of low paid solo stuff. Yeah. Because I want to rack up the bucks and experience, and plus I love it. But it does, and I'm starting to hit this a little bit with this Monterey hotel residency I have. Because Here's a couple reasons, which all have to do with we're lucky to do it, man.
Yeah.
Number one is they have me play for 4 hours. That's too long. Okay,
That's hella long,
This ain't
dude.
the '60s Beatles. You know.
Yeah.
That's too long. And I'm the only one singing for 4 hours. It's a lot, man. You
It's a
know,
lot.
and it's all
What do you-
journey.
what would-
No.
Yeah, what would you say? How many songs does that equate to?
But see, I'm not smart. Everyone's like, yeah, we know. But so I don't stretch. I mean, I have to consciously try
Right,
to
you-
work to stretch things. I'm
You
kind of a bang
just
bang.
play the songs. Yeah. So like that's why I'm curious. Like,
Yeah,
how
dog.
many songs do you think you play?
I would say 20
40,
an hour.
50? 20 an
No,
hour, yeah.
20
Yeah.
an hour, dude.
20
and
an
if it's
hour,
a
yeah.
band, it's like 15 an hour. So you don't even have the solo sections sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And I have learned to get it down to 15-ish, you know. And
Yeah.
one thing that helps is I do talk a lot in between songs and like joke if
Nice.
it's appropriate. If it's a wallpaper gig, I don't. But if there's like, I have this new thing I'm doing, dude. Check this out. I love it. I think it's kind of, I don't say brilliant, but fun. I'm doing food pairings. Okay, so I say, everybody here, we're going to do food pairings. I'm going to play you a song, and I want somebody to, say what kind of food goes with this song. So I had one guy who was
Nice.
all in it. It's fun. It's fun because we
Yeah.
can banter like and even argue about it. But I'm getting off the point. That's fun. So 4 hours.
I like that.
Yeah, it's really cool. And it takes up a little time and gives you a breather and it builds rapport with people, and it's kind of unique. So don't steal it, Durbin. No, I'm just kidding. So that's one thing, but the other thing is low pay.
Yeah.
So I'm driving really far. I'm gone from 2 p.m. to 1 a.m. and the money is not
Dude,
reflecting that.
yeah.
And I mean, you're like fishing for tips, just to make it worth it. And it's like when I don't know who made up this thought, maybe me, but I've talked about it with Clay before and maybe you. Sometimes when someone asks me, how much should I charge? I get that question a lot from musicians. How much should I charge? And I tell them this: whatever amount makes you feel good when you're driving on your way to the gig. On your way and you kind of don't feel like it a little. You're not in the zone yet of like loving it. You're kind of like, oh, I got to set up. I got to park.
Exactly. Yeah.
How much feels like, at least I'm making this, so that's cool. Like I kind of, this is my work. I feel proud of what I'm going to make. You're not asking for the moon necessarily, or maybe you are, and you should. But so what amount is that? And usually you have a number in your mind that feels pretty good,
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I like that, and this doesn't have that.
Yeah.
Okay, and I've taken on this like twice a month there, and it's fun. But on the drive home, which is a long drive, man, because I play from
Deep
6 to
thoughts.
10. Yeah, dude, I'm like, I don't get home till 1:30, and you're just like, ugh. It's kind of, is this worth it? Is it a diminishing returns thing? Am I burning out? Am I not giving myself respect? Am I not checking in with myself? Like, because I don't, bro. I'm terrible at checking in with myself because I just think of myself as a fucking machine, and I'm just like, no, this is what I do, and I have like a stupid pride. It's really foolish. And so it helps me hearing you say, I'm checking in with myself, and I'm going to perhaps take the little half step back to kind of see what's up.
Yeah.
Dude, I have that's respect. So that's tight, dude. Yeah.
I don't always. The only reason I even said it is because, honestly, seriously, because I got to a point where I'm just like I'm kind of the same.
getting
Like
sick.
I'm like, well, I'm getting sick. And then it's just I'm the same. I'm like, no, dude, I need to book up my calendar because I fear that stress of not having gigs. I feel like the stress of not having gigs, at least when I don't have, is worse. Yeah, and I'm like, what's so bad about having too many gigs? I can get through that.
Yeah.
But the problem that I've had the past couple weeks that really has been really getting me down is I start to question. I'm like, wait, man, like I've worked so hard to do this thing, to be a professional musician, to do the thing, and it's like I'm really doing it. Like I'm doing what I set out to do.
Yes,
And then
yes.
but the problem is, as I start to think, I go, maybe it's the wrong thing. maybe the thing that I've set out to do is the wrong thing. And that's where my brain starts to go, where I'm just going, oh no, this is like full meltdown is starting to happen. Because you're just like, my whole universe is like, oh my God, have I set out on this 30,000 mile journey in the wrong direction?
You might be overthinking that. I think it's two things. One is it's burnout, and two is I think when we are kind of scrambling for gigs, partially it's a bottom feeder mentality. Okay, do you know what I'm saying, dude? I'm gonna fill this, and I just want to see that mark on the calendar for that day.
Exactly,
I want to see more black on the calendar. Okay. But just, go with me on this. You want one $5,000 gig instead of, 10 $500 gigs in a heartbeat. And because it means more songwriting time, more family time, more balance, more rest, more exercise. And it's just so I think we can be especially as solo artists or as like mercenaries that sub with any band you can. We're kind of selling ourselves short at a point, and I'm kind of there too. So I'm kind of thinking about making some changes,
Yep.
And I did learn a lot last year, because last year I'm like $1 million, and everyone's like, well. So now I'm kind of, that really bit me a bit, everywhere I went.
And I'll expect my black car to be picking me up for my gig.
With
They're like,
masseuse.
you're playing. They're like, you're playing in Benicia. I don't care.
Yeah. Is the location anything I've mentioned? No.
Yeah. You're like, I don't like your response, and I will not respond.
As a matter of fact, you're fired. Like, but I gave you the gig. Like, I now own the venue. Yeah.
Goodbye.
So I was getting goodbye. I was getting just not big-headed at all. Just trying to kind of value the product. I hate calling it that. The people, and the band, and myself if it's just me. And I also think we hurt the industry when we don't kind of say no.
Yeah.
Start correcting. That can be band or solo. You got to say, generally, I try this a lot. I'll say, generally, I make this, or this is the per hour. And how about this? I'll do it for that rate this one time, and maybe we could kind of ramp up together. And if you like me, and never works. But so,
I mean,
they just have a ceiling and too many, and also they don't have quality control. It's just kind of like anybody up there going clang, clang, clang.
Yeah.
Great.
And Eddie, our good buddy Eddie, he's the king at leveraging, and he's always said, he's like, you have to be willing, if you don't believe in something or how you're being treated, he's like, you have to be willing to let it go. Yep. He's like, you got to stand your ground. If you believe in it, you have to be willing to walk away, because people can sense that. Like, if they can't sense that you're going to walk away, they'll call your bluff and be like, no, I'm not giving you that.
It just worked.
It
just worked. And if Steve Moon is listening, Stevie, he's occasionally, recommended me for something. And this place is not broke. Okay. And they wanted a super long playtime again, and the pay was not what it should be, and I was like, dang, I want to start this relationship and stuff. But I did say what I told you, like that wording of, hey, that's a bit low for this. Could we shorten the time, or maybe try this? And then they didn't answer for 2 days. And I was like, is this DB Steakhouse? Did I make a mistake of who I messaged? That was a little green room joke, but so it worked. I followed up.
Came back.
I followed up and I said, I'm not sure if my last message got lost, but we could perhaps, if we're going to have a relationship, maybe I can do an introductory one, or, just let me know how it's looking.
Yeah.
I just crafted a nice message, and then they answered back, and they're like, no, we're trying to get you the rate you asked for. That's what the weight was. And either way, though, like, they just respected that, which was, it doesn't always happen, but I was willing to lose it. And it was bothering me because it's not terrible money. It's just not what it should be. So, yeah, man, it's kind of a balancing act, which I talked to Alex about too.
Yeah. Dude, it's so funny that these things happen. I mean, just where I've been, luckily I'm like, I walked myself off the bridge, so I'm going to be okay. Especially with some time off. But, dude, there's this company, and I guess I'm not going to say the name. I really don't care, honestly.
They rhyme with Schmepsy, and they're a bunch of jerks.
Me and Nervo have done a fair amount of gigs with Subaru Nervo with them. Yeah. It's just this booking agency. Not our guys. It's different.
Right.
And they do this massive event every year. And every year they send out an email and say, hey, we have this gig opportunity, and we're just wondering if you would donate your time to come play for our event. And me and Nervo did it one year, like a bunch of dumbasses, because we were just like, I guess, feeling grateful. And we went and did this event, and I was so pissed because I'm looking at this event. It's
money.
Downtown San Francisco, all the money. Everybody there is being paid 100%. Everybody's
just like eating money sandwiches and just like
except
everything.
for us. Except for us. And we're sitting there and they're like, it's a great opportunity for you guys to get in front of all these. And I'm like, you really think you're putting your clients first by doing this? Like,
wow.
And so they asked me again yesterday, actually. Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm not going to respond because I'm not in the mood to get into this. But they reached out again and said, we haven't heard back. Are you interested in doing this? And I just said, hi, we do not play for free.
Boom.
And I was like, we did this before. We didn't like the feeling of it. We don't play for free. Period.
Did they respond to that?
They did not respond. And honestly,
they sent a photo of themselves hanging. Like,
I was kind of like so annoyed that they keep doing this. Like, I wanted to go further and be like, you understand people talk, and it's such a bad look.
And also, do you personally want to work for free?
I wanted to say that too.
They're like, well, that's different.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, are you guys going to be working for free that day? Like, you call yourselves like representing artists. Like, you're taking advantage of artists. You're like just as bad as anybody else.
Yeah.
And
but it makes them look good, really.
It's crazy.
And I think they should at the very least say something like this. Okay, this is not good enough at all. But like this, hey, they're offering this as an unpaid thing, but we believe in you guys and want to have the thing. Could we just give you $100 each, like out of our thing,
right?
Like the booker.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Because it's it's not enough at all, but it's the gesture of something to say, hey, we have no control over it. Whoever's putting this on is just not
it's the company that books is the one
putting the event.
And they're putting their artists.
Then I can't help.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to say who it is. Entire. That's who it is.
Entirely. I cannot entirely say who it is.
Yeah. But I can't believe they do that. And it's trash, dude. Mm-hmm. And I was honestly going to be like, take us off your website, dude. Like, I just don't even. Yeah, I don't want to be part of that. And I think we still are. I know now they're starting to reach out to Nervo. It says
we'll work for free under your guys' photo.
Yeah. Super grateful.
Woo! It has a money sign with a cross over it.
Yeah,
like a slash.
Like, will work for...
Won't work for money, I think it says. Yeah.
Listen, listener, I'm sorry to be so grumpy, but you know what? These I
it's
stand...
the grumpy room!
Yeah. These are hills that I will die on, though. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah.
I believe in rights for musicians. I think it's
Amen.
super important.
I'll
And
pick
it's not
it
the
in front of
music.
you.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So I'm glad we were able to get one in so we could just bum everybody out for.
No, I hope we didn't. I hope it was informative and maybe a couple
dude.
chuckles in there.
And you know what I forgot to mention is my buddy when I went snowboarding that was talking about how his friend did. What did I say he did? He did K. He smoked K and he turned himself into a glass of orange juice.
You didn't tell it on the pod, but you told me. That's amazing.
Yeah, I went snowboarding the
I'm
other week and
jealous.
I was sitting at a bar and somehow these guys started talking about doing drugs. And he's like, yeah, my friend smoked K one time and he still thinks he's a glass of orange juice.
That sounds like a great life.
I know.
I'm
I bet,
fortifying everywhere I go.
he's grateful, man. Crap, dude. Well, I don't.
You want to
really
quickly
have any-
yarnar it?
Yeah, you got one because I don't.
I do. Yeah, I got
Okay,
one.
go.
It's just a quickie. And it's from Matt Germano, our drummer, who we just jammed with, and he goes, "Hey, yarnar, people who describe themselves as foodies."
Good one.
Yeah,
I'm a
that is
huge
good.
gnar. Huge gnar.
Yeah. I think what it
'cause,
means
like-
is basically instead you should say, "Hey, I just want to let you know I love to eat."
Or it's kind of arrogant though because it's like saying like my palate is way more elevated than yours. So like,
yeah. Which we
yeah,
are
you
saying
don't-
musically, but yeah.
Yeah, I guess so. It's true.
Yeah. No, so yeah, I think food.
I'm a gnar.
It's my wife says this phrase a lot of times. Like, so in this example, she would say food as personality,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. So maybe we're music as personality, but there's people
Right.
who are like hair as personality. They don't have anything else going. So people,
Yeah.
I think maybe they don't have anything else going but eating. That's kind of
Yeah.
their passion.
Yeah.
And, yes, you're going to have some like 5-star chefs that it's another level, but generally it's a guy who's like, I actually think, In-N-Out is overrated.
Yeah.
And I mean, I find myself at Five Guys and the juicy factor is way through the roof. It's actually a factor 5 juice. And, so
Yeah.
I'm a foodie. I mean, sorry.
But
That's
I'm a
how I talk.
foodie, so I'm qualified to make this.
Yeah. You don't know about juice factor, bro. So yeah.
You're just not a foodie. That's good.
I'm gonna yarnar or don't give a shit. I
Yeah.
don't give a shit, but I would say it's lame, unless
It's kinda
you are-
lame.
just say I'm a chef or something.
Yeah.
But
Or just like I really like food. It's kind of the same when people are like,
I want people to be willing to say that. I like food.
Yeah.
I like that.
I just-
now that's a yar.
what do you want to eat? Well, here's the deal. I really like food.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. You can give me a shoe. It's all good.
yeah. It's kind of like people that have to mention that they're vegan.
Oh
It's like,
yeah.
Right. Well, I'm vegan. Oh, okay, cool. That's
Speaking
awesome.
as a African American vegan, they have to say everything.
Oh, nice, bro. Well, I'm
right,
glad we
man.
got together for this.
Yeah, me
This
too.
is all
man.
important.
All important. All
We're
balls.
changing the world.
All balls.
Clean.
All balls, rock balls, rock
It's
balls.
definitely not.
What else I got? Oh, and here's another one. Raging Woody.
Can I get some more?
Come on, they're all nether region
all-
humor.
Phallic.
Yeah, that's the word.
Raging Woody was the name of my neighbor's band. That's why that's on there.
Oh my god.
So he's like Raging Woody, and he looked like Slash, and I'm pretty sure he smoked meth. So there's that.
All right, now he's a glass of orange juice. All right,
And now he's a glass of Raging Woody orange juice. All right, bro. Later.
see you, Matt.